Hey, so I was going to originally do a video on the 44 rules of D&D. If you haven't heard of what this is, basically this lit up D&D Reddit and Twitter for the past 2 weeks, but essentially what it was 44 rules that a DM created for their players to adhere to, and some of these rules were ridiculous. They were absolutely nuts, but I'm going to tell you the real lesson you should take, or the real rule you should take from this. Okay, so first, context, okay? This DM took a hiatus from their game, right? They had enough or whatever. There was something that was not working as in their party or in their team or their game, and the DM took a hiatus and he came back with these rules. Now, some of these rules, as I say, they were a wee bit nuts. Like, first one right off the bat is I'm timing the turns, blah, 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 blah. If you don't know at this point what to do, that kind of stuff, that's fine. If you move a square in combat, there's no takebacks, that kind of stuff, right? Now, I understand that's frustration. Looking at that, you can go, Genie Mac, that's terrible. Like, why is this DM this is a terrible DM? But reading through the comments, because this is the thing, these 44 rules, I went looking for them. The original post has been deleted, and it's been replaced with nothing but, I don't want to say vile, or I don't want to say hateful comments. I can't think of the word right now, okay? But these are people who are just voicing or airing their opinion of this DM. And the original poster made it as a, look how bad my DM is post. But what I think, and this is the lesson that we should really take away from this, is that DM was frustrated with their players. There was expectations that were not set, and if they were set, they were not being met by the players. And now I don't want to trigger anybody by saying the words session 0, because people get turned with that, but that is where this should have been done. This list should never have existed. You need to set an expectation with your players that this is how you play, and this is how you expect them to play, right? If they don't know the theme of the game or something like that, you have to educate them. And players, if you're not sure where your DM's sitting in the vibe of all these things, speak to them. Because that's what this all comes back to. And I keep spouting this, that communication when it comes to this stuff is key. Some of the other rules involved in this, and this is solely on the players. This is not this is what baffled me about the post, is that it was like, one of them was, if you get too stoned or too drunk to play, or if you get up every 10 minutes to take a bong hit or something like that. What is wrong with you? That's player problems. That's your side. This isn't, you can't be angry with the DM for having to set these rules. What the heck? You're just being a bad player, right? And I just don't understand why people don't talk and communicate and go, hey, yeah, can you not do that every 10 minutes or every 20 minutes or whatever? Like, another rule that they had was, don't order food at the table. We will eat together at a certain time. That is understandable. People shouldn't be giving that DM hate for that. That is understandable that, if there's something that's interrupting play at an important point, if you have set and agreed times to do that kind of stuff and people aren't adhering to it, that's on the people who aren't adhering. That's not the DM's problem. I'm not defending this DM, by the way, because this is the thing. They're as much to blame for this as the players are, because they didn't pull the players who are the problem players or whatever aside and go, or the entire group, and go, look, I'm not having fun. Instead, what they did was they took a hiatus and came back with 44 rules that are being seen as outrageous or ridiculous. Folks, I cannot advise enough that you sit down with your DM, or you as DMs sit down with your players and just check in. Just have a check in and go, how do you think the campaign's going? Are we having fun? We took this hiatus, you're back now, we're doing this game. Is it still what you wanted? Because if it's not, let's not waste the 3 or 4 hours a month, or every 2 weeks, or every week, or for DMs, because for every hour of gameplay, it's pretty much granted it's an hour of prep, because that's a lot of time, that's a lot of investment. And just, this is the thing, is if you're friends, that's great, be friends. Sometimes friends don't make good D&D players together. And yeah, if it's your time, if it's your pastime or whatever that you choose to spend with your friends, that's great. But If you're not having fun, then you're not having fun. Why would you waste that time? If you want to hang out with your friends, hang out with your friends. Don't use D&D as a motivator or as a locomotive to do that. If that's what you want to do, if you don't want to play D&D, but this is the only way, then you need to find other ways to speak with your friends. I'm not saying it's down to like one of those like never work with family or never work with your friends kind of thing. No, this is just, some people just aren't good D&D players. And I don't mean that as if they don't know their things, it's just that they're just not aware, or they're not empathetic to the rest of the players, or they just don't care. And saying all this stuff, as I say, just speak to your players. Players, speak to your DM. Do a check-in, do a mid-game session 0, or session 1, or whatever you want to call it. Just check in, have fun, communicate. And if you aren't having fun, maybe find a different DM. It's not an insult. It's not saying anybody's, particularly bad unless they are a problem player, and then that's on you. Again, if you're abusing these kind of things at the table, that's on you. Sorry if this seems a little ranty. It's just I completely planned for a different story or a different video, and this happened. Anyway, by the time you see this, I will probably be at Download Music Festival in England, or I might put it up beforehand. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be posting from my socials while I'm there. It'll be some silly stuff. I might do some stuff at Download. We'll see what happens. D&D at Download sounds class. But anyway, right, we'll see what we can do. Folks, take care. Have a good one. I'll try and get another video up as soon as I can. And yeah, enjoy.